Hi, everyone. Today and for the next couple of hours, I will be talking about interesting solutions to mundane problems. Close the doors. Don't go away yet. So don't worry, it's only going to be 10 minutes. So the title is obviously a bit of a teaser. It could have been the other way around. Mundane solutions to interesting problems, or even interesting solutions to interesting problems. But the application that I will be talking about is a back office application, which normally is perceived as not too sexy or interesting. That's why I went with this option. Anyway, you will get to decide for yourselves in the end. Let me give you some context first. Let's start with the basics and know a few things about Novibet. So Novibet is widely recognized as an online sports betting and iGaming operator, but at its core, we are predominantly a game tech company. Within our engineering department, we operate as a full-fledged software house with 250 engineers roughly spread across 4 technology hubs in Athens, Malta, and very recently in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and in Iraklio of Crete. We handle the complete software development lifecycle, from designing and implementing our software to testing it and deploying it to production, where we monitor it on a 24/7 basis. Software teams are built around our product verticals, which is quite common for product organizations. So we have sportsbook dedicated teams, we have casino teams, payments, accounts, and so on and so forth. And the vast majority of them are working with Scrum with a typical 2-week sprint calendar and bi-weekly releases to production. To the production environment where we enjoy 4 nines of uptime availability, and that's including also maintenance windows. And now that you know a few things about us, let's dive into specifics. So, as a B2C organization, having a customer support function is a must. Customers will reach out via phone or chat with questions, with requests, once in a blue moon with complaints. On the other end of the line, there is a customer support agent. Usually a human being, sometimes it can be a bot. In all cases, the agent needs to have access to a wide range of information to be able to resolve the customer queries efficiently and, most importantly, real time. Now, for an online gaming organization, this information is vast and complex, from player details, account data, sports betting history, casino rounds, loyalty points, payments across different providers, you name it. So the real challenge is consolidating all this information in a single view so that the agent doesn't have to jump between multiple tools. Here is where it gets really tricky. How do you consolidate all this information in a modern system built on top of hundreds of microservices? Up until now, we have been using our old back office system, which was built on top of our original monolithic application. Because, like many companies that have some history, we all started with a monolith. I won't get too technical, but one of the main advantages of monolithic applications is that they have their data centrally stored, making them great for this exact use case. This back office served us exceptionally well all these years, but it had really come to an end of life. With the kind of growth that we are experiencing, its maintenance was a nightmare. Developing new features on top of that was even worse. So it was imperative that we bite the bullet and move on as quickly as possible with this last piece of migration to the new architecture. From an organizational perspective, like I mentioned earlier in the beginning, our software teams are built vertically, with back office functions split across teams. So with so much functionality distributed across teams, coordinating a change of architecture is also an organizational challenge. So in the end, to sum it all up, the mundane problem is that how do you manage a massive lift and shift project of an application that belongs to multiple teams while at the same time changing its core architecture? Which brings us to our solution, which was naturally twofold, technical and organizational. In this slide, you will see that the architecture that we ended up with. Very briefly, we introduced an eventually consistent database for advanced queries that we made available through GraphQL. We created multiple back offices for each vertical that we connected through single sign-on. And we designed and implemented a completely new and improved look and feel. But we also tackled this on an organizational level. We created a matrix team made up of members from the various vertical teams, dedicated exclusively to the delivery of this new back office. We assigned a technical project manager responsible for bridging the gap of this waterfall, in essence, project and our usual agile delivery methods. The team also joined a solution architect who would oversee all the different development streams, resolve any kind of technical interdependencies, and at the end of the day, make any decisions needed in coordination with the business owners. Remember, the sole focus of the team was the delivery of this new back office project, and we wanted them to have zero interruptions from the regular product development cycles. One last thing worth mentioning is that from the very beginning, we designed this team to be short-lived, meaning that its team members would return to their original teams, taking with them the knowledge of the new system. Six months into this project, we have finished with implementation, which was a big milestone. And we are now rolling it out to production to our users. Obviously, it's not a done deal yet, but overall things have gone as smoothly as they could get. But for us, this particular solution didn't only solve the specific back office challenge. It also gave us a blueprint for how we can tackle large-scale transformation projects in the future. It proved once more that there are no silver bullets when it comes to organization, when it comes to formation of teams that have to deal with interesting or mundane projects. After all, any kind of problem solving is a creative process. What's interesting, though, is that this creative process, more often than not, involves both people and technology. Thank you for the 9 minutes.